Hey guys, thank you for joining us today. It's me and only me. I'm going to be talking about a tool that I particularly enjoy using, and it's built around obviously marketing automation. Marketing automation is a buzzword that we've been hearing, and the idea that marketing automation is going to help you to save time and also money. It's a system that if you do it right and if you use it the right way, it will certainly help you to grow, right? So I want to dive into a little bit about it and just kind of shed some light on my own experience with this marketing automation tool. And this tool, by the way, is an open source tool, so it is free for anyone. It is under a general public license. So this tool does not cost, and anyone who tries to sell you this tool is not doing justice by the confines of the rules of a general public license. It's open source, and open source means it's open to the public as long as you understand the technicalities and how to use it. Fortunately for us, we understand how to use this tool. We understand some of the or the majority of the technicalities of it, if I may. And this is part of why it has been so beneficial to us. And so this is the tool that we wanted to chit chat with you about and see maybe you can try it, maybe you can test it out. Or we do provide some maintenance and support services for this tool, which certainly comes at a cost because that's essentially around our time. But this particular tool, you don't need to pay for it in order to use it to your leverage and to your advantage. We're talking about Mautic, and this is a marketing automation tool spelled Mautic. And you can go to mautic.org and understand pretty much what this tool is and what it does. But let's take a step back a little bit and talk about what marketing automation is. And of course, this is my terminologies, or this is my way of defining what marketing automation is. Marketing automation, it's like, as the word suggests, it's the automating processes of your marketing. So there are several things within your marketing that you can put on autopilot, right? That you can allow to run on its own once you set it up right. For example, your email campaigns can be on automation. Your SMS campaigns can be on automation, right? Your lead magnets or your landing pages and just the ability to download content from your landing page or your website, those can also be on automation as well. And so a marketing automation tool does help you to get a lot of those things right and set up. So starting with your contacts that you need to have in the system, starting with email addresses and phone numbers for those contacts. So you also have some semblance of contact management within that system as well. And that actually is very important because then you are running a campaign to persons who are in your system, and you have the ability to then segment that the system in such a way where your contacts are then placed in specific segments that you can properly manage them. And that's a very different conversation around segmentation and what segmenting does in terms of benefits to you as you're seeking to grow. But Mautic, you have to set it up. It needs to be set up and installed. And you can try Mautic when you go to mautic.org. It gives you the option to try it. But with Mautic, it allows for you to install this on your own server. So you can install this on your own premise, on your domain name, or you can set up a new domain, set up a server environment for this. And I know I'm talking to non-technical, savvy business owners and entrepreneurs, and don't worry, because the idea is for you to understand the marketing automation component and not necessarily the how the server is set up and how all of those things work. If you got some folks who can help you with that, then that's definitely something that you can try. And it's something that we do, so it's a lot easier for us to then just set up a server on any given day, connect that to a specific piece of system, install and configure it, and just start working with it right away. It's what we do, so it's a lot easier for us to do it. But that's essentially what you'll need to do in order to get Mautic working for you. Um, and so before Mautic, we've used other tools. Obviously, Mautic is similar to, let's say, a HubSpot. And it's similar to just other tools that are out there in terms of CRM. The Microsoft Dynamics. There are a lot of similarities around these marketing automation tools, right? SharpSpring, and they have their own uniqueness. And so we talk about how you can then be curious about identifying which of these tools may suit you the best, and based on the nature of your business as well, right? This podcast is sponsored by MeisterTask, the most intuitive task manager on the web. MeisterTask is an easy-to-use project management tool, makes it easy and fun and colorful to get all your projects managed in one place. As an entrepreneur, I use MeisterTask to help me manage all of my projects. I can drag and drop different tasks. I can assign key people to the task. I can set deadlines and schedules and enjoy just beautiful colors while I do that. So if you are interested in trying MeisterTask, go to meistertask.com/BMT tools. That's meistertask.com/BMT tools. And you can sign up for a free trial when you upgrade to the Pro plan. So get started for free today, and invite your team members and get productive together. And so this tool allows for you to then launch campaign and set up automation for those campaigns. So for example, if you want to run a campaign and you want to run it over several days, maybe 5 weeks, 7 weeks, you can set up automation features that will then, dependent on the behavior of your contacts within your system, will trigger emails accordingly. So for example, there are two eventualities of any emails that someone receives, right? Either they open it or they don't open it. And so if they open it, what happens next? And then you can then just commission the software to then, okay, if someone opens the first email that I'm sending them, then I want you to send them this particular email. If they don't open that first email, then I want you to wait for a few days and then send them this particular email. So then it becomes this sort of scenario planning that you're doing, and assuming the behavior of the user, just knowing what those behaviors are conclusively, then you can set up those automation, and you can let that run. So you don't have to be in front of the computer, in front of your mail every single day or week. You can just set that up at one time. It could take you a couple of hours, set that up, and just let it run, and you'll see magic happening right after that. So marketing automation is almost kind of like magic to a lot of people. It's just working on its own, but you have to then do your part by setting it up. When we think about who would be the perfect user for this kind of tool, well, first of all, you don't need to have any technical background to use this tool. This tool has to be set up and installed, right? It has to be configured in a system, in an environment. And so whether or not you hire somebody to do that for you, or if you know how to do those things, you can do it. But using the tool does not require you to have any technical experience at all. It's just about going in, following some instructions to set up your campaign, set up your emails, linking those out and allowing them to run. And you also have features for SMS and so social media. You can automate those as well. And so this is easy for you if you are interested in spending some time to then navigate this tool and go through the experience of determining if it's a good fit or not. There's training that's available for this tool. There are lots of videos out there on places like YouTube to teach you how to use this tool. And like I said, we provide that sort of support and maintenance of the tool as well. So if you need someone to help you to install it and set it up, you can reach out to us at migroupco.com, and then we'll basically help you to get this up and running. Now, the there's no charge for subscription, or there's no charge for the amount of users or the amount of data that you have. And obviously, the tool has to be connected to integrated with the email deliverability system, for example. And so we use SendGrid, and SendGrid is an email deliverability tool that allows the delivery or smooth delivery of your emails. And then we'll tie that into a system like Mautic, and we'll also use a system like Twilio to then plug in and integrate for the SMS component of it. So there's a little bit of back-end connectivity that has to take place in order for you to be able to send the mail, right? Because an email needs a deliverability server to then send out emails and to the inboxes of your recipients, right? And so this tool, in terms of how different it is from your other tools that are out there, I mean, we can start. It's an open source tool, right? So if you're just starting out and if you don't have a big budget, and you can start with this tool, as long as you're able to maintain and support the tool, then you can use this tool. Because a lot of the alternatives that are out there, you pay based on usership, you pay based on the number of users, you pay based on the amount of emails you're storing. So they have these different conditions to the subscription. So you have to evaluate whether or not this is something more suitable for you if you're starting out and if you're trying to get going. And so that's some information that I wanted to share with you. If in terms of integrating the tool itself, the tool can be integrated with other things. So I talked about SendGrid, which is it's an integration with SendGrid, and you can take a look at what SendGrid is. This is almost like a promotion for SendGrid, right? But it's not a open source tool. We like using SendGrid because they help to deliver our emails to thousands of people on a regular basis, and we also like to use Twilio because Twilio gets our SMS out, right? So you can see how those tools can be integrated with Mautic. And yes, there are other tools that you could potentially integrate with Mautic as well. Maybe you have other CRMs that you want to talk to Mautic, and they have like a marketplace that you can see some of the tools that exist that you can integrate there, like Microsoft Dynamics, Salesforce. There are some other tools, Facebook and Twitter, etc. You can do a lot of different integrations inside this particular tool. So you should definitely check it out and be curious about sort of how it can help you to then leverage your growth, right? So we've been in business for like 11 years, and so for MI Group, it's kind of how we've kind of done it to this point, and sort of what was sort of the best thing. I mean, the best thing for us growing every year is always the discovery that is embedded into our growth. Like there's always new things that we're discovering, and we're always kind of like curious. Well, I'm a curious person by heart. Like I ask a lot of questions. I'm always curious. I mean, if I see an egg, I want to ask what the egg is and sort of what's in it. And I'm always going to kind of break it. And I know it's a chicken in there, but then like I'm always just kind of like curious. So there's this curious mindset that helps you to then get further all the time, right? That was a joke, by the way, by the egg. I'm just always kind of serious on jokes. But the point I was making is being curious, just having a curious mind helps you to get further and faster, right? And so the part that was the best thing for us in growing is that curious mindset, just going through our growth and just being curious, and also being curious helps us to discover. So the more curious you are, I believe the more discovery happens for you, because then you're open to new things, you're open to trying things, and you're open to seeing things that work or not work. I mean, it's like science. Either it's going to work or it's not going to work. And if it doesn't work, you have to figure out why. If you really want it to work, then you will get it to work, and so forth. And so that's kind of what has been the best thing, I would say, in growing, right? And so if I were to give you an advice around marketing automation, I would say, yeah, you should be curious about it. You should try it. If you have not tried it before, or even if you've never heard the term marketing automation, explore it. Go take a look at what that is and how you can then save some of your time, because maybe you're spending time sending emails, and every time you want to send an email, you have to be behind the computer, you have to be behind the desk to run several campaigns. I was like, oh, wait a minute, you don't have to do that. Like, you could just spend a couple hours, and that would be a couple hours every 5 weeks or every 4 weeks, and just send these different emails out. So having these email workflow and the campaign workflow that you can then integrate into a marketing automation system like Mautic, or maybe any other marketing automation tool, that's powerful, because then you can use the time that you would have invested there elsewhere to grow your business. So that's pretty cool, and that's why we like this. That's why we like this tool. So if you are interested in learning more about this tool, or maybe if you want to kind of talk to us, like, we've been using the tool for a while. We do use other tools. I mean, we are a partner with HubSpot as an example. We use HubSpot. We use other CRM tools and others, other system that does that same kind of automated workflow. We just really wanted to share with you that if you're starting out and you may not necessarily have the kind of budget to work with some of the paid automation systems that are out there, maybe you can take a look at Mautic, because maybe you'll find something there to help you to springboard and just kind of hack your growth for a while until you can get to where you want to go. And so happy to have shared that. I hope you were able to learn a bit. And until next time, let's we'll help you find a tool to rule your growth. All right. Talk soon.